Hi, my name is Leslie Heathcote, and this is a pastel I recently completed of a mourning dove. And I wanted to say a little bit about how I work. You can see here I have a black and white photograph as well as a color photograph. I use both of them as I'm working. The black and white helps me to check the accuracy of the drawing. It's the same size as the pastel. And it also helps me make sure I get the correct tonal range. And the color one, of course, helps me know a little bit what it looked like in real life. I work from my own photographs, and this is one I took near our home here in Vermont. I wanted to point out a couple of things about how I work. My medium is pastel, and this is a mid-gray paper that I worked on, and I like working with that mid-gray because it allows me to work against it with the lights as well as the darks. Another thing you can see is this coral color around the edges, and what I actually did was tone the entire paper with coral before beginning the painting. And what that did is it gave me a warm surface to play against. So when the paper itself has a warm color, that sort of gives that underlying tone and warmth to the entire painting. And you can see bits of the coral are still popping through, and it also relates nicely, I think, to this pinkish color in the dove's breast. I like to use a lot of color that is not literal, but helps convey the feeling and the mood of the piece. And in this one, because it was a bright, sparkly day, I've thrown a lot of violet in with the greens. The blue of the sky is several different blues. And what it does is help keep things more lively and vibrating. Another thing I wanted to point out is the way I change from the photograph to the painting to improve on the photograph. And in this one, in the photograph, you can see there's a dark branch behind the dove, and I didn't like the way it interfered with seeing this beautiful curve of the dove's back. So I took that branch out, and instead I put in this smaller one that's away from the dove so it doesn't interfere with that shape. And the other thing it does is in the photograph you can see there's this big sort of lump of snow, and I felt like it looked like it was pressing on the dove. So that's gone. And one more thing I'll mention is the background is kept very soft with more detail focused in on the bird, so that your eye moves naturally to the bird, who is the star of the show. So those are a few things about how I worked on this painting, and if you'd like to see more of my artwork, please visit my website. Thank you.